You're listening to the Uptown Girls podcast. I'm your host, Martina Barley. Let's talk. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Uptown Girls podcast. We have the Queen of Bridal here today, Miss Stella. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, everyone. First and foremost, thank you so much, Martina, for having me. I feel very honored to be sitting in this seat to be with you today. And yes, I'm the owner of Stella's Bridal, and it's a 7-figure company that I built, started at the age of 21, and I'm
insane.
I don't even, saying it out loud is hard for me still, but it's been a journey, which we're going to talk about. And I'm a speaker in the industry as well. And I mentor other bridal shops across the country, which is pretty cool.
She was also just mentoring me before we started recording because I came in really frazzled and she's like, let's do some deep breathing exercises. Mm-hmm. So we've been deep breathing and that's just another one of her skills.
Yeah, we're ready.
I'm ready now. I feel great. So yeah, 21 is insane. Most people cannot get out of bed in the morning at 21. So like, tell us how that started.
Yeah, it's a story for sure. And, I think it just landed in my lap the way that it happened. And everyone has their own story. 21, young and dumb is usually the line that I start off with. I maxed out the first ever major credit card I could apply for. Discover, I'm still waiting for my brand deal, just putting it out there. I ended up getting like a $25,000 credit card at 21. What are the odds of that? That is crazy. Like a godsend. And so that to me was just something like, this was meant to be. Mm-hmm. And it was just, the funds were there. It was in the stars and we're just going to roll the dice and let's go play ball. So, I was in fashion temporarily prior to opening up my store. I went to GCC, did the 2+ program. They do actually have a great fashion program.
I was in that fashion show once when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh, mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So then I did the 2+ program. I moved to New York City, went to LIM, the Laboratory Institute of Merchandising, and I'm a college dropout. So I moved home.
Look what happens when you drop out of college, kids.
Save yourself some coin and build a 7-figure business. Everyone wants to do that this day and age, though. They just want to do it at the comfort of their home and, on TikTok. So.
Right. Of course.
Which, hey, if you can do that, great. Yeah. But yeah, I was working menswear and never thought I would jump into bridal, but I fell into a stylist position. I was with the company for 6 months or less, I think, and I was promoted to manager based on my sales. I mean, I came in like a shark and I pissed off a lot of people, I'm not going to lie.
I bet.
So I got the store, opened it up, and my father is an entrepreneur, and he said, why don't you just go out on your own? You could just do this on your own. And I was 21, and that's, again, I just went for it, got that credit card, found some sales rep. I found a sales rep off of a pen and cold called him.
Wow.
He was my first account I ever opened up. He then made another connection for me, and I'm still with them to this day. So 14 years later, we just celebrated our 14th year in business. It's crazy.
14. Oh, my gosh. That's, especially if you think about everything the bridal wedding industry has been through in 14 years. Just from what I know, I can't imagine what having gone through it all.
Yeah. You know what is sad? Because it makes me feel aged when I say this, is that the trends when I first opened are starting to trickle back.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, it's like all the 90s fashion coming back. I'm like, wait.
I need more Disport. I got to go see Michelle.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So, wow. So you just pretty much opened it up and did it.
Oh, yeah.
You just started ordering dresses?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So you had come back from New York City back to Rochester to do this, right?
Back to Rochester from where my family is from. And I was only in bridal for, a little bit for a corporation. And then, again, I just got my feet wet with that, figured it out. And I'm a fast learner. And I said I wanted to bring back, though, the experience, the nostalgia. And I felt that was missing overall when it came to like corporate bridal America. Mm-hmm. And I wanted that Julia Roberts moment, swishing like a bell in the window and, all those great love stories from the 90s that I grew up with. And I just really wanted to create more of a experience and a moment. And I felt like it was starting to feel very retail. And bridal is anything but retail. It is not ready to wear. It is niche. It's a niche industry to be in because, you're not just shopping for a really great look. It's an emotional purchase.
Yes, it is. And that's like something I'm really interested in talking about today, because obviously a lot of this podcast, we talk about sales. And I find it so interesting to learn about industries that have different sales cycles and different, like, kind of what's needed in the sales process. And I think bridal is 100% emotion, right?
100%.
I love Say Yes to the Dress. Do you watch that show? Or
I live it. So like, sometimes,
it's like when you ask a doctor, like, do you watch Grey's Anatomy? They're like,
no, not really. But actually, I like to watch a couple of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll watch them, honestly, before work on a Saturday when I'm getting ready and I'm having coffee.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know.
Gets you in the game a little bit.
Yeah, it gets me in the mood, Like, it's cheesy, it's fun.
Yeah. But so you don't have the ability to, because it's such an emotional purchase, and it's, I am a Stella's bride, and when you try on your wedding dress, you just know it's your wedding dress.
Yep.
And so there's only so much, I should say, that your team can control.
Correct.
In that aspect. So what do you think makes it different than other retail experiences, especially at Stella's?
Absolutely. Well, let's just pause for a moment, though, because you guys, I don't know if you've stalked Martina's page. I'm assuming you have already. Her wedding, your wedding, was iconic.
Oh, thank you.
Iconic.
Thank you.
I mean,
I wish I could do it once a month. I always tell my husband that, and he's like, well, we have to get divorced first.
Yeah, your look, mint.
Thank you.
Timeless, elegant, Vogue. It was Bridal Vogue, Martina, and you know it. And we still talk about your wedding to this day.
You do?
We do. No, genuinely, we do.
That's so great.
And we, steal it from marketing, I'm not going to lie.
Good. I hope so. That's an honor.
But in terms of, how do you sell a bride, right?
Yeah.
That's essentially what you're asking. How do you capture that with typical sales strategies that people can get on a podcast like yours and listen to, like, okay, take notes. Bridal, whoa. It's a whole other ballgame.
Wait, slow down.
Yes. And for us, trust building is huge. And you have to find people, first and foremost, on your team that aren't looking just for a part-time retail job. Again, this isn't retail. We're classified that technically, but we're not. You need to find career-oriented people who want some longevity in this industry, and people who understand the art of the sale, people who understand that it is an emotional buy. And so if you are more of a marketing salesperson or, insurance sales, medical sales, this industry is just not going to be for you. And I'm sorry, and that's okay, because we need people like you guys to, like, go out and do those other ventures. But bridal, you have to be able to read the body. You have to be able to read the room, and you have to be able to basically somewhat be a therapist and monitor the different family dynamics that are coming in. Because in my line of work, I find the biggest mistake a lot of bridal shops make, and this is because I've mentored quite a few at this point, everyone gets that knee-jerk reaction when you get a bride who comes in and maybe the guests aren't so ideal, right? The mother of the bride, the, jealous divorced sister, the grandmother who's just very traditional and is just beside herself that this wedding isn't going to happen in a church.
Right, yeah.
So a lot of people are always, well, I'm team bride, you're team bride, our bride comes first, which is true. But the biggest mistake I think people make in this industry is not making everyone in the room feel seen, heard, and acknowledged.
That is such a good point, because is the bride making the decision? Yes, but the sister or the mom or the grandma can dampen the whole thing with a bad attitude really quickly.
Yep. And so you got to make them your best friend. You got to bring them on board. And I think people judge far too quickly in sales. They think that they've got it figured out, but it is a game of chess, right? And so just when you think you can make this next move, if you know the game of chess, all of a sudden, you get knocked out. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that move coming.
Yeah.
That's how I play this game of chess with Bridal, is that I look for all my players when they come in. It's very much like sports, I guess. I don't really know much.
Want to do this. Keep going.
Okay. So I'm getting excited, right? Like, I got to know who my players are. And so quickly, I am analyzing all the personality dynamics. I'm picking up on any family trauma dynamics that are coming in, because, again, you don't know what the history is. People, I always ask, tell me who's your A team today, right? You're not going to assume this is mom, because maybe mom has passed on, right? Already it's been triggering enough for this bride to come in to finally have this moment today. Perhaps, you have two moms in the room. You have a stepmother and you have her biological mom. Perhaps you have an adopted mother and a biological mom in the same room. You don't know, right? So the word mom means a lot of things in bridal to us. And the biggest mistake that I find shops make is that if you get a slightest of attitude from any of the guests, immediately they start to get their feathers ruffled, right? And they're like, oh my God, this mom is just going to drive me nuts. And this is what my bride wants. And this bride loves this dress. And if my bride loves this dress, like, I'm going to go to bat for her, which we will. Don't get me wrong. But your biggest mistake you just made in your game of chess of bridal is that you didn't pull that mom in and make her feel seen, heard, and acknowledged. And I bet you if you would have given her a little bit more grace and pulled her in, that her wall would start to come down. Because mom is sitting there. We forget. We don't know the history, right? She's sitting there thinking, I just wish that I would have done better. I wish that I was more present. I can't believe this moment's here. Thank God she invited me, because I know when, we went so long without talking that I knew this day would eventually come, and I didn't know if she was ever going to call me to invite me. Thank God I'm here today.
Aww.
Right?
Yeah. Wow. You're going to make me cry. But yeah, that is such a good point. Bridal really emphasizes there are sometimes like secondary decision makers that you have to include. And if you try to exclude the secondary decision makers, you're hurting the primary decision maker. You are. And then yourself. Because even at the end of the day, if you are going back in that fitting room and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why is this girl even her friend? Honey, I'll be a better friend to you. Like, she is not your friend. Doesn't matter. She brought her. She brought her. She still wants her friend's validation. And so even if that friend is someone who I would later on be like, girlfriend, like, rethink that. We'll talk about relationships later. Rethink that one. But still, you got to get her on your team. And the whole dynamic will change. The whole mood will change. And if you get that one outspoken sister or friend or mom who's advocating now, who's like, oh my God, Stella, we love you. Oh my God, honey, nobody's been like you. Like, this whole experience is completely different. Guess who's going to make the decision? There it is. Yeah. Yep. Wow. Reverse psychology. Yeah. So, okay, let's say you're having like a great appointment. You pull the right dress. She thinks it's the right dress. Family's all excited about it. But they still have like some type of, maybe just they don't want to pull the trigger because they feel like they should. Yeah, I just want to sleep on it. Yeah. I just want to sleep on it. What do you do there? Two-part answer. Okay. So here's one thing again that I train with other bridal shops. You have to be okay with letting the bride sleep on it. And that's not what anyone will tell you. I'm telling you right now, in this industry, everyone is going to come up with some cute, kitschy little answer. But guess what? You're not buying a prom dress. This isn't $500. This is starting price point right now. I mean, traditionally, it really is probably more so at $2,000. The $1,000 bride, the $1,500 bride is now the $2,000, $2,500 bride because of the economy. Right. So the price point has already went up, right? And you have to keep in mind that that is a lot of money to spend for any person, but especially in this day and age. And I think to force someone into an emotional purchase, it just looks bad on your business and your confidence in the sale, in my opinion and in my experience. Now, I take what you want. I was actually just going to say it speaks a lot about your confidence in the experience they're having with you in the dresses themselves, that you're like, okay, go sleep on it because you're pretty confident they're going to come back and say, Stella, I love that dress. I need it. Absolutely. And the other part of it, if I feel, and the connection is always there because I will make it happen, but I will push the boundary because that's my job, right? This is what I do. I curate experiences for brides for a say yes moment. And saying yes means so many things. It's not just saying yes to a dress, right? And in this day and age, being on social media, you can go leave the store, hop on Instagram, and have immediate buyer's remorse because you're like, oh my God, what about that dress? What about this dress? Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram. AI dresses that don't exist. They don't even exist on these like perfect AI bodies that don't even exist. And so it's just like, my God, it's a battle, social media, for us. But I will come up to my bride and I will say, I completely honor and respect this decision. If you want to sleep on it, then babe, let's sleep on it. Okay. Next steps would be, we're going to get you set up for another appointment to come back in, revisit. But will you do that at that time, or will you follow up to reschedule? This is the end. I'll do it right there. So that's your follow-up. That's a follow-up.
But this is what I'll end up saying is, look, we can do that if you want. However, I would be doing a disservice to you if I didn't just pause and have you just stop in this moment. You have everyone with you right here and right now. You have mom. You have grandma who somehow, my God, grandma, you made it here from Southern Florida in the middle of winter in New York. God bless you. Right? Like, I will bring in every 18 player that she was so selective on bringing with her for this day and remind my bride that everyone's here. This moment is happening. I know it's your first store. Well, honey, you shouldn't choose Stella's first. I don't know. Like, if you wanted to go to a couple other stores to get your feet wet, we weren't the one to start with, okay? But no, you got to add a little humor. But, you know, this is a life moment that was given to you so easily. And that's one thing I've been saying a lot, Martina. Show me how easy it is. Show me how easy it is in everything that I do. Because we are women and we're wired to just think it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be stressful. I'm going to have to probably go to 3 stores and then I'll make a decision. And then I'll just get all the photos out and I'll make a little spreadsheet and I'll do the group chat and I'll get all the opinions and all the validation. But yet you woke up that morning, didn't know if you were going to find your wedding dress. You never know how and when you were going to find your wedding dress. But life had something in store for you this afternoon. And here you are. And you are emotional. You are feeling connected to this garment that is on your skin right now. And when you look in the mirror, you feel something. And you don't even have to say it because I can see it and we can all feel it.
You are so good. Keep
but
going.
But this is it. This is what I do. This is genuinely what I do. So, babe, if you want to go home and you want to walk away from this moment, we can do that because this is your time.
Who's gonna say no to that?
But I would,
Well, it is such a good point too. Yeah. Like, this is the moment with everybody here. They're not all coming to this follow-up appointment with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're not going.
You'll be alone saying yes.
You'll be alone saying yes. We can celebrate today. You can go home and journal in your, diary that I found my wedding dress today. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But those are life moments. And you got to stop planning. Everyone wants to plan the how and the when, but you can't.
Yeah, and then just the overanalyzing. And I think you're right. Social media makes it seem like, even when you need to buy a dress for like a birthday or something, what if did I check this site? Yeah. Should I go look here? Should I go look here? It's like the internet gives us never ending options. Yeah. So it makes you like paralyzed.
Just like dating.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, don't they say that finding the dress is like finding the right guy?
Yeah. We had a bride in recently and I know the show just wrapped. It didn't have great reviews, and Just Like That.
Yeah.
The Sex and the City spinoff. I was like, okay, this is your Mr. Big. But then this is Aiden. We are comparing characters to dresses, right? And it's like everyone always thought it was Mr. Big, but it was really Aiden the whole time, right? Yeah. So it's like you have those 2 favorites you're narrowing down to. And sometimes we'll just do playbooks like that for our brides to help them.
It's so funny because it really is like, in my own experience, this is such a long story, but wedding dresses have been really like representative of my own like love story. Even my sisters, like, because they're so like symbolic and they don't even when you don't want them to be, they become this like symbol of your wedding, which is like the biggest part of your life.
It's a ritual. We forget. Like the main part, at least in my opinion, is the ceremony. And that's a ritual, right? Yeah. It's passed down. It's a tradition. It's something that we've seen in our culture. The veil is symbolic in and of itself. You get a veil out on a bride.
Yeah.
Done.
You're done. Yeah.
Done. They hold energy. Yeah.
It's so true.
It's cool.
Okay, so you mentioned you need your salespeople to be like part therapist. What are you looking for when you hire, and how do you train to build that even more?
It's a great question. Usually it's just an energy that I pick up on. You have to be able to read people, and that's a skill set not everyone I have found has. And it's something that I think if you have it, you just assume everyone does, right? It's like that theory, that scientific theory, how some people can talk to themselves in their head and they can like hear. But did you know that's like 1 out of 3 people? Yeah. Isn't that wild?
It is,
like, what do you mean you don't talk to yourself in your head? I'm talking to me all day.
Yeah.
Like, I hear myself. But so you just assume, and it comes down to those expectations versus agreements in that regard. But for me, it's also background. Like, do you have sales background? Because if you do, great, because I can mold you into bridal, right? Marketing background. Fashion is preferred, obviously, but it's just few and far between in the area and the region we live in. However, I don't know what it is, but I've always just gotten wildly lucky with my teammates.
Yeah.
I swear they just always come to me. I don't have to really try to find whoever, because turnover is going to happen. People get pregnant, people get married, they change, their husband's careers change and they move and, it's going to change. And it's tough because you want to keep everybody, right? But there's going to be new players who come in, and that's just being a business owner. You have to know, okay, how can I quickly read if somebody is going to be a good asset for this team or not? And we can get into a little bit of the next generation coming in, and I think there's a lot of entitlement.
Every single episode, the person across from me that owns a business in this world, we end up on the same thing.
Yeah.
This generation.
Yeah. It's not great.
It's not.
But I will say I'm learning a lot about this next generation, which is my job, right?
Maybe give us the solutions, because I've heard from every guest, and I agree with the problems with this generation. What have you learned and what are the solutions?
What I have learned is that they are no different than the millennial. It's just, you have to, everyone has a strength and weakness. Now, some of them are a little bit more outspoken than others, which again is an asset to me because great, you have no problem voicing your opinion. I need that in bridal. I do. But you're a little green. You don't have bridal experience, but I can work with that. And it's being a solid business owner or a solid manager is learning the dynamics of who this individual is from a whole person standpoint. You can't just look at them like this is what they do, this is their job, this is their task. Who is it who is in this four walls that you're working with? Because I've started with people who have been hired on as a part-time stylist, and I'm not going to lie, after training them and getting them in working with me, I'm like, oh no, this isn't for you. This isn't going to work, but you're going to be a great manager. And I'm going to switch your roles and see if you're interested in becoming a store manager. I've had my current stylist. She does have fashion background, but I love her to pieces. I call her Ace because she is an ace.
Aww.
Yeah, she's the girl's a closer. She's wicked good.
Love that.
But she's an artist. She's an artist, and she's in the younger generation. She's going to kill me when she hears this podcast now. She's like, oh my God, Stella. But she doesn't like to work every single day. Okay. What do you need? How can I better support you so that way when Ace comes to clock in, I know that I'm getting my top saleswoman right now. Well, she likes 2 days off in a row for her schedule. Okay. Most millennial entrepreneurs or owners are going to be like, okay, great. So do I.
Yeah.
This is retail still, as much as I say it's not. It is. We do work retail store hours, and I get it. It's not for, weekends are tough.
Yeah.
And everyone will say, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they just don't want to work anymore. They just don't want to work anymore. They don't like being told that.
Yeah.
They don't like that at all. They're work smarter, not harder. And that's something I think that as millennials we could learn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to maximize when you clock in.
How do I get the most out of you in that time? Do you tell her, like, I do need you, like, I would assume Saturday's a busier day?
Non-negotiable. However, we're seasonal. We really are. It's not, and I think in all fairness, a lot of sales industries are seasonal, right? So, okay, I will beef them up. Like, look, next 30 days, I don't want complaining. I don't want to hear I'm burned out. I don't want to hear the exhaustion. Go home, tell your people that when you come to play in here. Okay. Like you guys, it's wedding season. Come February, March, into April a little bit around here when it's just cold and depressing and our brides are still working out and like, I'm not ready to find my dress yet. That's when you want to go take a trip to Europe. Go take a trip to Europe. Great. Go reset, go ground. But it's creating little pilot moments to recharge them. That is what I found is successful with the Gen Z. And I do so with like impromptu, spontaneous things. They love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all of a sudden mid-steaming when I know it's the task they hate the most, and all of a sudden I'll come in as if there's a problem. Hey guys, we got to talk. Oh, okay. So, I'm just, nope, wrap it up. Just turn off the steamer. We got a problem we got to talk about. Okay, all right. And everyone, they rush in like it's a family meeting. Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh God, well, mom and dad are going to talk about this, like, oh my God. What time were you here till today, Ace? I'm here. I'm clocked in till 7 still. Okay. And Julie, you're 7. You don't have to leave early? Okay. Aaron, no? Okay. All right, everyone get their bags. We're going down. We're going to go to the wine bar. I'm tired. It's just you get that lead up. You get their adrenaline running.
The drama, yeah.
And everyone drop everything. Let's go eat and go have fun.
Oh, I love that.
We just did that last week. They're like, oh, we were going to go for lunch. I said late lunch, quick one. We'll be in and out. But no, it wasn't going to be quick.
Yeah.
You know, we spent the whole night out. When you can connect, and there's enough time, trust me, because that's the thing too. Would you rather have a Gen Z employee basically put little effort in all day for her or his 8 hours? Or would you rather create a fun working environment, also give back to yourself too as a manager or an entrepreneur, give yourself those grounding moments? We're going to take, an hour for lunch. We'll have a glass of wine, go have a glass of champagne or something. I don't know. We're going to go do some silly activity. You want to go shop? I don't care. What are we going to go do? You want to go get your nails done real quick? And then you are going to get such focused work for the next 4 hours.
Yeah. It is really working smarter, not harder. Because you're right. And even I think millennials, nobody wants, nor are you going to get the best out of anybody sitting, clocking in at 9 and just staring.
No.
Or working, whatever work looks like, straight through.
The minutia. No one wants that. And so you have to create a working culture and a working environment that is a give and take. Like, I'm going to need you to be laser focused and lock it in for the next, 2 to 3 hours. But then you got to break it up.
How are their sales goals? Like, is it $1? Is it a dress? Is it a...
So we're not commission based. I firmly believe that can... I hate to... I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this, but the cheap car salesman approach when you do commission based, because it's emotional purchase. So if I go more of that type of challenge, like, oh, you're going to get this, fat commission check if you hit this number and this quota for an emotional purchase industry, I find that it gets very pushy with the sales approach.
It's misaligned with what you're trying to...
So I need to get creative though, because that makes it a little bit more challenging for me because we do need to hit our numbers, right? But again, I think it comes down to that working culture. So for me, it's more like, I want you guys to come to me and tell me something that you want for a goal. Because they love to share their opinions, remember, right? They love to tell you, well, I'm available this time, I can work this time, I can't work on these days, I can't do this. This is, they're basically interviewing me. So I just give that back. What do you guys want? Do you want to just have, funds to go get your nails done and Stella's Bridal will pay for it? Do you want me to hire you a life coach? What do you want? Do you want a free gym membership?
Yeah.
Do you want to go, when we go to New York Fashion Week, where do you want to stay? When it's end of year and we're going to do our big annual Stella's Bridal party, we'll do goals, right? Like, okay, I mean, we've done trips.
Yeah.
We've done trips and we've done, bottom of the barrel. This is all you're going to get is a nice dinner and some champagne. Call it a night. Another trip, I'll do an Airbnb and, we'll go all out. We'll get, maybe a chef to come in and cater dinner. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you even want to go away? Does that stress you out to leave and when you have kids involved too? Yeah.
Sometimes we think as like the business owner, like, oh, they'll love this because I would love it. But you're right. It maybe it's more stress or like,
Yeah. And some people just want to know, hey, like, as long as I hit my numbers, could I like cut out early on certain days, or can I have these Saturdays off, or could I get this weekend off?
Or they're like, I just want cash, straight cash.
Yeah, and so we'll do that too. So based on, we do a quarterly bonus. So based on your productivity and your closing rate is what I will bless you with for, what you earned.
So what is the average closing rate in bridal?
Oh, that's a great question. It's usually 40 to 50%.
That's higher than I thought.
Well, from stores who I've worked with. So in terms of a national average, it would be lower though. Okay. I would say it's definitely probably more 30 to 50%. But at Stella's Bridal, we are 75 to 90% closing rate. It's wicked high.
I was in my second dress or third dress, and I was like, yeah, this is it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, that's why it is probably also can sometimes be to your benefit that you really do just have that moment. And sometimes maybe you have 5, 6 other dresses waiting in the dressing room and someone's like, no, this is it. I already know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fastest appointment was 25 minutes. Yeah.
I love that.
It was great because we block out 2 hours for our brides, which you need. Some stores do like 1 hour. It's just way too fast, way too short.
Yeah. How are you qualifying them before they come in for a sales appointment? Like what kinds of questions are you asking to make sure you do the best job you can of closing the sale?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always beta testing. I'll be honest, we're always changing it because our bride is always changing. So again, if you have old systems, you're falling far behind the line, and we need to have 2 different systems. So we have a millennial system and our Gen Z system. Our younger bride, they don't want to talk on the phone. So, and they want an immediate response too. So they want an immediate email back or a text back. Our millennial bride prefers a phone call or, set up an email, then a phone call. And so we take the time to do that. You can't just have a one, size fits all for brides, especially because we're working with different generations in terms of who our bride is, in terms of your age range. So we take a lot of time on research and marketing, and we're always fine-tuning our operations on how our booking is done. A pre-consultation is done as well. But again, it gets tricky when you're working with a younger bride who's not, it's so easy to do it on the phone, right? But how do you have that conversation in an email? How do you have that tone come across? So we have a lot of intentional questions that our brides have to answer when they are submitting an appointment request, and then it really helps us gauge where they're at in their dress journey.
What are some of those?
So, I think it's important for us to know, is this your first time trying on? Have you been shopping before? Obviously is a big question. How many stores have you been to? When did you get engaged? When is your wedding date? Do you have your venue booked? Is your date official?
Is there ever a time that you'll be like, hey, thanks for answering. I don't think you're ready to try on dresses yet?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And we have learned to create different appointment styles. So, maybe somebody who we get in the booking process where they are a little early. It's a little too early. They're not ready to commit. Maybe you just come in by yourself, and that's more of a find myself a silhouette appointment. Come in. We'd love to work with you. It's a shorter appointment, and we're just going to put you in an array of different silhouettes. Maybe you don't know if you want fitted or ball gown or A-line or lace or, clean line Mikado or a crepe piece. And so we're going to put you in just a whole mishmash of styles, and then we'll book your real bridal appointment with the A-team is what I call it.
So they are going into those appointments, or you all are going into those appointments knowing we're not going to get a dress today.
Yeah.
Oof. You're almost like a realtor at that point where you're like, I know, I'm just here to show you everything. I know nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what I always say, because I find a lot of the other sales tactics can get, they read desperate.
Yeah.
Is what it reads. When we have a bride who has been to 1 or 2 other stores and they say, well, I was told that they don't do comeback. So what? That's a thing.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if my daughter doesn't find her dress on Saturday, we went to another store and we weren't sure. Like, she likes the dress, I'll be honest. I'm like, okay. But we were told that they don't do comebacks.
That's strange.
That's a fierce one to roll out. Like, wow,
very confident there.
Very confident. You can get into those same deal day discounts. Every now and then we might, because we do have a gown that's off the rack. And look, sweetheart, this dress used to be $3,500. We're going to sell it off the rack for $800. We're not doing a comeback. Okay. You either want it or you don't. I'll drop it down to $650 today and take it. It's yours. But otherwise, when you are, let's say a traditional bride coming in with a usual timeline, you can't do those slimy. Yeah. I don't know. It's just not for me.
I want to talk about inventory and designer relationships.
Oh, great questions.
Any business with physical product has always really been interesting to me because my business is all service-based. So I'm always interested, how does inventory work? Are you buying what you want? Do you
It is the biggest make or break for a bridal shop. I just saved a store in Texas. I worked with them and I turned their numbers around fiercely. Well, I mean, they turned their numbers around. They just took my advice. But they were, I was honest with them. I sat down, I said, look, I'm going to be honest. And they didn't like hearing it, but sometimes you need those hard truths. But I said, if you don't make some significant changes, you're looking to close in 6 to 12 months. That's how people get very lost quickly in the inventory and bridal.
Meaning they were buying too much inventory?
Too much, yeah. Not selling, their gowns at an appropriate price for the industry. And it'll swallow you up because they've got us, right? We have to carry product. And if you want to remain current with a retailer, you do have requirements as a stockist. You know, you have to buy twice a year. There are minimums that come with that. And not all seasons are great though, right? It's a revolving business. And so I can go to market or I can go to Fashion Week and be like, oh man, that's going to be tough. Like, man, they're really missing the mark with this one designer, right?
Yeah.
So if I only have one designer and they didn't hit the mark for this season and they didn't get the trends fast enough, whoa, I'm in trouble in 6 months.
So you have to buy regardless to maintain the relationship with them?
To remain a current stockist. However, that's in the beginning. I have like a whole bunch of answers for this. For one, it is no different than investing into stocks. Bridal product in your inventory, you have to think of it like building a portfolio, like you're going to invest into stocks. And I call it, your ROI, right? Your return on investment. It's restructure, optimize, and implement. So I'm constantly going through my inventory and assessing who I have, optimizing, pushing a certain designer, a certain label, because maybe they hit the mark a little bit more this past season than another one, and then implementing any changes that I need to. And I do that with every system and operation in my business, so not just inventory, but overall.
Say that again, the ROI.
The ROI. So again, everyone knows it as return on investment, but it's restructure, optimize, and implement. And you'll do it with every facet of your business. And it is what has saved me. You know, people will say just pivot. Well, that's cute. That's a nice trendy word that we did during COVID, but it's so broad. So, okay, what do I already have to work with? How can I make that better? And then how can I actually go and implement that into my business? But creating a diverse portfolio is the sure bet because, again, you're not going to get an immediate turnaround, right? Because you're investing in stock. So most people, if they invest into something, whether that's a designer or another product or service that they have, sure, you're going to start to see some money trickle in, but that true investment, you're not going to see for some time, right? And so for me, it's building relationships. It's creating enough balance within my inventory so that way if there's economic hardship, we're going to push our little guy, our guy that with a little bit with a lower price point for our bride. So we're going to push that. We're going to maximize this designer right now because it's a reflection of where we are historically. But I need to ensure that in overall for my profit margins that I don't have to, for my business is a smaller business, I don't want to have to do volume. I want to do quality. But some people want to do volume. So you have to determine very quickly, am I a volume store? Or am I going to be more quality driven with my sales? So for me, I carry luxury couture. If you sell a few Bertas that retail upwards of $15,000 a month, it's a really good month.
Yeah. Sounds like it. How long, you've been in business 14 years. How long did it take you to kind of get the hang of the inventory?
Trial and error.
How many years?
How many years?
Yeah.
I would say, the first 3 years for sure. But I would say all in all, I'd say 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
But that is the survival of any business. It's 3 to 5 years. Try telling that to someone in Gen Z though. They're like, kidding me? This is already really hard. I think I'm just going to quit and try something else. My life, is more important. My well-being, my mental health, which it is. Don't look, try and, spruce up the millennials. Don't learn everything that we teach you. I mean, we're not doing everything great over here.
No, we're certainly not.
I think I clocked 30 hours in a 48-hour weekend for one of our wedding seasons. So,
oh my gosh. Tell me a little bit about your marketing strategy.
So for me, referral, word of mouth is huge, and that's tried and true, right? Everyone can say that. But I have a really great company that I work with for our marketing in terms of social media and Google platform, but Google's always changing as well. So you have to constantly educate yourself. I think the biggest mistake a lot of owners make, especially when you become a seasoned owner, is that you stop learning. You think, I know it all. You think, well, I've built this great business and I'm good. But that's when your business is going to start to, unfortunately, just decline. It will. So I'm constantly trying to personally just learn. And that's with many different facets, though, because the moment I stop learning is, again, the moment my business is going to start to die. And so ensuring that I know what the trends are from many different avenues, right? It can't just be fashion trends. Like, what are the economic trends? What's going to happen in the next 6 months? Tariffs is a huge talking point in bridal right now. Educating, your stockists enough on tariffs. So for me, I'm working with other stores to try to help them mitigate that, because we all have designers all over the world. I'm fortunate enough for myself where, we have Australian designers, Israeli designers, European designers. So I was never in the pool, working with, China manufacturers where I was stressed out or anything in that regard. But it is still duty fees that we have to pay that are outrageous.
Yeah.
So how are you going to combat that, right?
Yeah. I want to talk about some of the fun things you have coming up.
Okay.
So first, Fashion Week.
I know.
Now, you have New York Fashion Week. Do you have Rochester Fashion Week also?
So we were invited. I love if we can support the local community and do Rochester Fashion Week, but unfortunately the dates are conflicting with New York Bridal Fashion Week, and so that does take precedence.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We were gonna show on Saturday, but unfortunately I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, New York's got to beat Rochester.
It's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
So what do you guys do there? What does that look like for you?
This part of the job is really cool. I've been invited to a lot of fashion shows. So, that's something that at this point in my business, and that's a reminder too to tell people, because anyone who's getting into bridal or just the wedding industry, it gets really good. You just got to be willing to put the time in, because, I'm 14 years in, a lot of people in the industry know me at this point. And you forget that it comes with perks. Like, the more seasoned of a vet you are, you get some really cool invitations and parties and private shows and private viewings. And there's a lot of champagne, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so for us, we are back-to-back fashion shows. And what's cool is that this is different from Market. Market is a little more for mainstream bridal. New York Bridal Fashion Week is a little bit more couture focused. So, we're going to sit at Berta. We're going to sit at Yumi Katsura. We're going to sit at Lazaro. We're going to.
So who is we?
Jane
Do you
Hill.
take?
Well, that's a great question. So I like to pour back into my team, and it's hard, especially because, I do work with a smaller team because they are career-based positions. So I don't have a ton of part-timers, right? Because I do want longevity, and I want this to feel like a career. This isn't just a quick side job. And that's a reflection in working with our brides, the level of service you'll receive as well. But it does have a little bit to do with performance. But obviously, if I wouldn't be doing my job well if they weren't performing well. Yeah. So the team goes. Yeah. I bring them.
Yeah, that would be my immediate answer if you were asking me, what do you want? I would say, I want New York Fashion Week.
Yeah, you want New York Fashion Week. Yeah. And my problem is, so everyone has their vice, right? Some people love designer shoes and bags and clothes, and mine is luxury travel. It's a problem. It's a big problem, but
it's your thing.
It's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to fly first class. I'm going to go and stay at the Palace in the city. I'm going to go and we're going to have caviar, and we're going to go eat filet that you can chew with your gums. Like, I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart.
Well, that's what makes all the hard work worth, right? Like, you're working your ass off all the time, and then you get those moments. So
exactly.
You deserve luxury travel.
100%. You got to, work hard, but play harder.
Yes, exactly.
And it's great because I'm able to bring the team and open them up to some different experiences that they might not have had or had the opportunity to, be able to. It really is a Devil Wears Prada moment. I'm not going to lie. It is that much of a movie scene. There's paparazzi. It is the who's who. There are very important people sitting front row. One of my designers, Jane Hill, I'm obsessed with them. They're Australian, women-owned based, and they're a big deal in Australia. But they actually just sent me an outfit to wear custom Jane Hill at their show. I'm like,
are you kidding?
That's deceased.
Amazing.
It's so yummy. I can't wait to wear it. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it comes with some perks for sure.
I'll say. Your Pittsford store has an anniversary coming up also.
Yes.
Is that 14?
Mm-hmm. Well, so 4 years in Pittsford. So I had 2 stores. My original flagship was Leroy. And I just merged the 2 stores together last summer. And so I've been at the Pittsford location now for 4 years this October. But yeah, 14 in business though.
What's your plan for the anniversary party?
So I want to do an event. I want to do like a little runway moment. We're going to invite some of our wedding industry friends, and I want them to bring some of their VIP brides to get some previews for the next season. And
your own mini fashion week.
Yeah, my own little mini fashion week. Celebrate. I'm going to create this really cool runway right in the middle of the store, and it's just going to be invite only, just kind of really
chic.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get a violinist too.
That is chic, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I think people miss events. And so, especially with where our location is, oh my gosh, it's the perfect spot for hosting some local events. So.
It really is a gorgeous spot to host something.
Yeah, I love it there.
And I love celebrating like work anniversaries. We had a big 5-year anniversary party, and I'm like, why not have a big banger? Like, we work so hard. Let's celebrate it.
And we need to, just to have some joy and things to look forward to again. It's so hard out there.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's so sad news every day. Like, I just want some good stuff.
Fun. Yes.
Fun.
Yeah. I'm totally with you. So something new you guys are offering is Bridal Concierge. I had one of these at my wedding, Kendra. I cannot recommend this service enough.
Yeah.
It is amazing. So tell us what your plan is for it.
Yeah, so we have always had 3-tier services for the day of available: white glove, deluxe white glove, and personal bridal assistant. But recently we, again, ROI, right? Restructure, optimize, implement. And after this wedding season, summer wedding season, we're heading into our fall wedding season, which is just as busy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, I'm tired. But anyway, we had such great feedback this past season on our day of services, where we are with our bride from sun up until sundown. And so we have relaunched, and it's our Bridal Concierge service, where we have an A-team of girls who are available to work with you. It's another 3-tier service that we're offering, where, look, if you want just that day of, Kendra to be on site and to be your personal bridal assistant that day, we are going to have that available. But if you're looking for more, if you want like that 90-day out from the wedding, when you just need a girl's girl because maybe your whole bridal party is at war, your mother at that point is stressing you out, and you just need your blankie, is what I'm often referred to. You want someone to attend all of your alteration appointments with you. You want someone to, help style you for your bachelorette fit, for your rehearsal fit, for reception fit. We're going to do all of those things for you as well.
So amazing too, because I at least felt like by the time you get to the day of the wedding, you've put your bridal party through enough.
Yes.
So let them enjoy. Don't make them steam your dresses.
Exactly.
Don't make them run around for you. Give them their champagne. Let them get their hair, makeup done, and relax. So it's so nice to have somebody that is, for lack of a better term, there to work and there to do stuff for you. It really is like, I cannot recommend that.
One of the weddings recently, and I should note that a lot of people blur the lines with a bridal concierge service with wedding day of coordinator. They're entirely different. Okay. Now, do I sometimes get pulled in as if I'm the wedding coordinator? Certainly, and I'm happy to do so. But it's those moments where, you get your hair and makeup done and it's flawless. And then your makeup team leaves. They're like, okay, she's mint, she's locked in. And then you go and have your first look and you're sobbing. Naturally, you should be. It's your wedding day. Well, who's going to fix that if your makeup artist isn't on site anymore? Which a lot of times they aren't. They might give you some touch up. Sure, you can have a girlfriend do it. But to your point exactly, I want my friends to be present with me, not working. So that's my job. I'm going to touch up your makeup. I'm going to fix your hair. But I'm also treating this as like a styled shoot, but times 10. So when you go to do your photos, how many times you're like, I love this photo. I just wish someone would have moved my hair.
Yeah.
I wish someone would have fluffed my train. This shot would have been so much better if someone would have just noticed, so-and-so's tux or whatever is out of place or what have you. And also position your body, because your nerves are shot that day, right?
Your adrenaline is like insane.
Yeah. And so you really need someone to kind of move your body in the poses that I know my girl likes, right? Everyone has a side. Do you have a side?
Of course.
Of course.
The side.
That's my side. I love that. So I'm going to know my bride's side and I'm going to put your arm, or I'll just start saying like, okay, Martina, just lower with the flower. And the photographers love us.
Yeah.
They are like, are you kidding me?
Because you're literally assisting everyone. You're assisting hair and makeup. You're assisting the video, the photographer.
Yep. And things happen. I had a bride get a nosebleed. I had a bride, her father, he got stung by a bee. I had the photographer herself. She ended up getting cut on her ankle, bleeding. Well, I am like J-Lo from the wedding planner. I have a fanny pack and I have Band-Aids, Tums, Imodium, nail polish.
Yeah.
A hole punch for leather because my bridesmaids never get their alterations done. And they're like, oh my God, this heel is so loose. I'm like, don't worry, I'll fix it. Punch a hole in it.
No problem. I'll just punch a hole in your shoe.
I was sewing a bridesmaid dress 2 weekends ago. She's like, Stella, what do you think? I just feel like I should have made it strapless. I'm like, honey, did you get your straps altered? No, they're so loose, right? They're falling off.
Gosh.
Do you think if you have time, you could just like
alter my dress for me?
Yeah, and I do, and I did. But
that's great. How are you going to promote that service?
So we're working with Real 3D Media. Great.
Oh, yes.
Great company.
I did their
locally.
podcast. They're
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah, so we're working on hard launching that. So
oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that. That'll be really good.
They do a dope job.
So another thing that I'm very excited about, because I am really like the biggest lover girl, is your podcast, because it's going to be, well, you tell us.
So thinking going with Lifting the Veil.
You have to.
I have to, right?
Yeah.
It's so good. Lifting the Veil, and it's going to come out end of this year or beginning of 2026. I'm so excited.
Me too.
But it's going to be quite literally everything about like going behind the scenes of Bridal. So, that's why the name is so cool, right?
It's so perfect. Yeah.
So, because it has so many meanings to it, right? We're going to talk about bridal. We're going to talk about bride stories. We're going to talk about being a bride and what that looks and feels like in this society. But also, I want to kind of pull back and go behind the scenes of my personal life as well and just share and just, I think creating authentic relationships is something that's so important to our brides with who they're investing their dollars with. And I just think the more real you are and the more authentic you are, and not afraid to do that in just your personal life, but in your business and in your working environment, it just breeds for more success.
Yeah, it's so true. The more just authentic and yourself, and then you're also attracting like the right types of clients for you when you're just being yourself.
And I want to be an advocate for women who are also single and dating in your 30s, dating, what that looks like in your 20s, and people who are still searching for love, and just to also kind of be a motivator for other women out there. I'm a huge advocate for just the woman.
You're a girl's girl through and through.
Girl's girl.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so excited to listen to it. I love weddings, bridal, love stories. It's just like,
I mean, I've heard quite literally tens of thousands of love stories and tens of thousands of proposal stories. And that is in and of itself like an honor for one.
It is.
But it's really cool to be able to now on a platform share some of those stories and just, I think, give some hope and light and inspiration and just to embrace love. I mean, we're in such the dating culture. I know you're married now, but you understood at a time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's brutal out there.
Yeah.
The streets are not, if anyone's on the cusp, I'm like, stay married.
Yeah, right?
Stay married.
Yeah, it is. And you're right. There's so many amazing people, not even just women, that are still single in their 30s, and it feels like this horrible thing, and it's not.
No.
It's actually a great thing a lot of times.
I'm more concerned to actually be in a relationship.
Yeah, right? You get to a certain point and you're like, wait, that might be harder now.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah. My mom always says, I don't want some guy's shoes in my kitchen.
No, exactly. I've gotten so used to being alone that you're just like, if I come home and I'm just going to, couch rot, isn't that the term right now? Then I can do that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't have to worry. If I want to watch a show, I can watch it. I don't have to worry like, hey, what do you want to watch?
Yeah. What do you want to eat tonight? What do you I totally get it. Well,
but yeah, I believe in love. So
good. I love that. Well, how can you not? Your whole life is love.
My business is love.
Your business is love. What an honor. How fun that you get to be like just living love stories every day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really cool life.
Thank you so much for coming on. This has been so great. Like I just love learning about a different style business. And I think it's so valuable for other business owners to hear like this industry is completely different from what I do, but you can still learn so much from it.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for having me here.
Tell everyone how they can find the store, your Instagram.
Yes, absolutely. So our store page is on Instagram and TikTok, Stella's Bridal, and you can follow me personally for some more mentor and motivational advice. Say yes with Stella. So yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much. Can't wait to just see it all from you coming up.
Thanks, girl. Good to see you, babe.